What's going on, guys? Trent here, and today I'm going to be checking out LIV MOON and their cover of Flight of the Bumblebee. From my understanding and what was described to me by Alex94, who requested this, is that they're a symphonic Japanese metal band, and this song is purely instrumental. There's no vocalist here, so I won't be doing any really breakdowns of lyrics or anything like that, but just kind of checking out the instrumentals, checking out the sounds. Fortunately, the video is only in 480p, so the quality of the actual live concert footage isn't very good. I'm assuming the sound probably won't be the best either, but we're still going to check it out, and we're going to see if we like it. Probably be a shorter video just because there's nothing to really break down, but just make a few comments here and there and see if I like it or not. So let's go ahead and let's jump right on into the video. Just kind of stop it right there and just make a few comments. They're obviously very talented musicians. It's always cool to see, you know, when musicians are, you know, you can obviously tell that they love what they're doing. You can tell that they're smiling while doing this, having a blast, watching each other. So it's always a cool sign. It's always cool to see guys smiling and having a good time while they're playing their instruments, because I can't tell you how many countless shows I've played where I've played with some opening acts or some other bands, and you can tell that maybe it's a 5-piece band and 3 of them are really into the music they're playing, but you can tell the 1 or 2, they're just not into it. They're bored. They look bored. It's either not challenging enough for them or it's just not the style of music they want. And then give it a month, that band breaks up because there's musical differences when at the end of the day it's just jumped into a band, didn't like the style, never liked the style, but 3 of the members outrolled it and said, well, this is what we want to play, kind of thing. So it's like you got to really mesh with a group of guys that you really enjoy music with, and you know, you're not always going to want to play the exact same style of music, but you got to find that compromise. You got to find that kind of sweet spot where it's like a combination of, you know, everything. You got to work together, you know. I always tell people, younger bands, when I play with them and they ask us questions, and I usually tell them, you know, you have to look at your band as one giant relationship, and just one big relationship. You gotta learn to communicate well. You have to learn to talk over things, talk over differences, communicate, you know, how you're feeling. I know it sounds silly, but you know, it's like, I really don't like this part in this song. Is there any way we can change it up, or are we dead set on this? Or you got to work together as a team, essentially. So it's always cool when you see a group of guys on stage and every single one of them are smiling or laughing. They're having a blast. You know, that's one of the reasons why I love play with my guys. Like when we're on stage, you know, we're a metal band and we're pretty heavy, and you know, I look over and my guitarists are laughing and they're shaking their butt on stage or doing something stupid. You know, they're having fun with what they're doing. So that's always awesome. You know, everybody's having fun on stage. They're laughing, they're smiling. You know, it's not always serious, you know, metal face. You got to have a blast. You're up there to have fun. You worked your butt off writing this music and creating the music, and to go up there and now get to share it with people, that's what's awesome. So it's always cool seeing that. So let's keep going. Alright guys, so that was Fly the Bumblebees by LIV MOON, and if I'm not mistaken, that is a cover. And this video was originally shot, it says it's a club show back in 2011. I've never heard of the band prior to the suggestion from Alex94, so this is the first time I've heard them, so I'll have to go out and actually kind of check out maybe some of their other material, some of their original material to kind of get a better feel of them, just kind of see what they're all about. Are they completely only an instrumental band with no vocalists at all, or was this specific performance just without a vocalist here for this cover? Obviously very, very talented musicians. I saw, he's tapping on the on the bass, which is fairly difficult. I don't see a lot of bass players tapping like they're tapping on a guitar. You didn't get to see too much from the drummer. He's got a pretty crazy kit there circling him, so I'm assuming he's a very talented drummer. Most instrumental bands are, it's either one of two ways in my opinion. They're either really good or really bad. Because if you're going to be an instrumentalist or just a straight up, I can't even figure out the right words this morning, I apologize, to just be an instrumental band together without a vocalist, you got to be very talented musicians to really keep people watching and listening, or you have to really be into that style of music. Because I know, this is again me personally, I've never been a big fan of instrumentals. Or instrumental only bands, I should say. I love instrumentals, but I've never been a big fan of it. I get bored watching it because a lot of times when I've seen them live, they stand in one spot on the stage and they play their super technical stuff, which is great. It's very talented, but it's boring for me. There's no engagement. There's no interaction. It's, all right, that song was called blah, blah, blah. And then now we're going to go into the next song. And then they just start playing again. And it's like, okay. There's something about a frontman, and maybe that's my bias being a frontman writing lyrics and performing live, and something about that brings a different emotion and raw aspect to the show. There's a lot of movement, there's a raw emotion, the lyrics, depending on the lyrics, just getting the crowd engaged, and that could go the opposite way too. You could have a terrible frontman who stands in the one spot on the stage and doesn't move, doesn't talk to the crowd, doesn't engage with the crowd. But I think it's very important that you have a good stage presence, engage with the crowd. Even if they're not there to see you, engage with them. So maybe next time when they do go to a show, they're going to see you. Surprise people, engage with the crowds, talk to the crowds, high five the people in the front, joke with them, because people want to be seen. People want to be noticed by the band on stage. It doesn't matter if it's the guitarist, the drummer, the vocalist, they want to be seen by on stage, seeing, they're doing something stupid in the mosh pit, or they just want your attention for a high five or a fist bump, that crowd interaction. And then it gets them, more hyped up, more pumped. So, but I will say these guys do a very good job, but they're moving around a lot. They're on wireless rigs. So, they keep that crowd interaction. They're laughing, they're smiling, they're keeping the crowd engaged. But that means they know what they're doing. They're good. They've probably been around a while. So they obviously have good stage presence, but so it can kind of go both ways. I think for me, it's just stage presence live. And I guess I'm speaking a lot about live because that's what we're watching. But yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good. They're very talented musicians. Again, not something I would typically listen to or typically jam out to because I'm just not a huge fan of instrumental bands. I love having that vocalist there because I like to listen to that vocalist and see, okay, how is he doing this here? What's he doing here? What are the lyrics here? And why, the way, people put emphasis on certain words in a song that might mean something differently if you read it monotone, so those are always big to me. That's why I enjoy kind of breaking down the lyrics and kind of looking at the lyrics. But no, it was a good suggestion, Alex. Thank you, as always. I appreciate you guys coming and checking out the videos. Now, I'm not, a huge, overreactor. I don't jump out of my chair. I don't do anything crazy. This is just kind of how I am. I'll give a general, raw reaction. I'll tell you if I liked it. I'll tell you if I don't like it. That's just plain and simple. That's just kind of how I work. I like to kind of really sit back and really enjoy it more than anything. At this point in time, there's nothing that's going to make me jump out of my seat, not because it isn't good, just because that's just not how I am. But if you like the content, guys, I'd love to talk to you in the comments below. Like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike it. Maybe it's because you don't like the way I look, or you don't like my outlook on what I just watched. But I'd like to know. Let me know. We'll talk about it. If you have something you want me to check out, I'd be more than happy to. And in the next video, remind me to shave because I'm starting to look homeless. But that's cool. Yeah, I'm an idiot. It's okay. But as always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the videos. Subscribe if you want to see more. Suggest, let me know what you guys want me to check out. Because if you don't, I'm just going to start picking stuff I want to check out. And it's all going to be metal. But all genres are welcome. So check it out, guys. Thank you as always. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next video.